no socks on. They're my swim socks.
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Season 20, Episode 5. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I apologize for the videos taking their time to come out. That is going to continue to be the case because things are really hectic on my side right now, but I'm gonna try my best, guys. I'm trying my best, okay? In this episode, we start with after the couples mixer, Devon and Caitlyn are talking, and Devon calls Caitlyn out on doing her own thing. He's like, listen, we're on a honeymoon. We're supposed to be getting to know each other better, but you're just off on your own.
Really like the girls. We'll get to do like a bunch of fun stuff together.
I just feel like you're pulling away.
It's not something that I even do when I live with somebody. We're together 24/7.
That's not how I view a relationship.
Well, I can't be with you 24/7. I'll start to feel smothered.
Caitlyn is 100% allowed to spend some time on her own. However, you're on a honeymoon. You are newly married. In a handful of weeks, you have to decide if you want to stay married to this person. The way that you're gonna know that for sure is if you spend some quality time together. I don't understand what's going on in Caitlyn's mind right now, especially because she just finished telling us about how great her communication is because she comes from a healthy home and all that. Yet when it comes time to put that communication into practice, she's not doing the best. In this conversation, I'm glad that she was letting him know, hey, I don't want to spend all the time with you because I do feel smothered. However, they agreed they would do the gym together. If you agree to do something together, when you change your mind, you can at least voice that instead of just leaving the guy, making him feel like he was abandoned. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that there's a happy medium they can find. They can spend quality time together, and then she could say, all right, social battery is on the low. Let me go recharge on my own, and I'll find you when I'm, good again. I do, however, question why it is that she's already feeling smothered. It's been 4 days. And from what I'm seeing, could be mistaken, but from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like Devon is asking for too much. So girl, if you're not into him, just say that. Sean asks Nikki what friendship looks like in a relationship, and this is probably the best conversation they've had so far.
Are you willing to share about your journey?
I love the way you pose that question. Yeah, friendship is super important to me. We were together for 10 years.
This is your second marriage.
Yeah, but it was clear to me I was outgrowing him. I had bigger dreams, a bigger vision for myself. He thought I was too big for him.
Sean is learning how to approach Nikki, which is good. At first, whatever he would say would rub her the wrong way, but as the days are progressing, he's getting to know, okay, this is a way to approach her to get a good response. If I responded this way, it's gonna piss her off, she's gonna close off, and then we're just gonna be set back. So I'm glad that they're getting a better rhythm between them. That's good. So Nikki says she was in a 10-year relationship, and 5 years in, I don't know why it took 5, but 5 years in, she realized, yeah, we're not compatible. He said that she was too much and all of that. She felt like the things that she needed, she wasn't receiving from him. So it sounds like for the next 5 years, they were trying to make it work, or maybe they were just complacent with each other. I'm not quite sure. But ultimately, they decided to end things. He said he wants a simple woman. How degrading for the next girl who comes in and dates him. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You wanted somebody simple, now you're with me. What does that mean about me? Anyways, because of that experience, and I'm sure other experiences as well, Nikki says this is why she looks to be treated a certain way. In her past, she hasn't been with people who have given her what she needs and what she wants in a relationship. Sean shares that same sentiment, and in this moment, Nikki was really feeling for him. She was like, okay, we are more similar than I thought. And she does admit that she's starting to get more comfortable with Sean. Michelle and Cameron speak about where they live. He does not live in Seattle. I think he said he lives in Portland. Why do they do this? Love is Blind did it as well. They're both under Kinetic, whatever. They're both under the same production company. So I don't get why they did that on Love is Blind, where they have a show based somewhere, but they cast people who are in a different city. That just makes, everything's so much more difficult when it comes time to sort out the logistics. So yeah, basically he's like, hey, I'm a coach. I love coaching. Sometimes my location is unpredictable and I don't see myself leaving that job anytime soon. Now, that's going to be a problem for Michelle because even though she does have a flexible job right now, when it comes time to build a family, she's not really looking to move around. Her family is in Seattle. She wants to be in Seattle. She wants to raise her kids in Seattle. Like, he's got to sort that out. And I'm so confused. If this man was so ready to get married, was so ready to build a family, why is his life not compatible with the life he's trying to live?
When do you think you want to have kids?
I would like start trying in a year because I'm 34. I told you about my fibroids though. Usually you can't start trying to have kids for like a year out.
I do think I want like a little bit of time. There's flashes of like run. That's a really scary proposition.
Why is Cameron here? This man is almost 40 years old. He talked about, oh, I've accomplished all these things in life. I'm just at the point now where I want a family. I want a wife. I want kids. But when you look at his life, it's not conducive for those things. And even now, you've come on a show where you get married right away, right? You're with somebody who's getting older. I was going to say something else. You're with somebody who's getting older. And so you both have to think, okay, we're at the point where we do have to consider kids and stuff. Yet when now she's bringing it up, he's like, ooh, feeling the urge to run. To run. He's like, yeah, her timeline is going to be a bit expedited because of her condition. We know she has fibroids. But she said, once we get to the point where I'm planning to have kids, it's going to be about a year before I would actually be able to conceive. Then you have 9 more months, ideally, of prepping for that baby. Then the baby, that's almost 2 years now after you guys have gotten to know each other. You're telling me in maybe 3 years, you still would not be ready to have a family. And if he just wanted to be married, then fine. But he made it clear he wants these things. I've done all these things in life. The next thing for me is to get married, is to plant roots and all of that. But you can't plant roots with your career because you don't want to leave that career, and that is unpredictable. The thought of having kids makes you want to run. You have these commitment issues. What is going on? Truly, what is going on? Please don't waste this lady's time. Please don't waste nobody's time, but definitely not Michelle's, because Michelle is like, I don't want to be having this conversation still when I'm in my 40s, because fertility is already an uphill battle for me. At the next couples mixer, Devon says that all day he hasn't gotten the opportunity to kiss Caitlyn, and that's gonna bother him because he's really into physical affection. All the guys are. All the guys are feeding for some physical affection, and don't get me wrong, I do understand it. I too am married, and I can't get enough of my husband. However, are these men building a good foundation for the women to want to be physical with you? I don't know. I don't know. Devon, I will say, is trying. Nick? Because Nick is going to say, oh yeah, we haven't kissed either. And then we're going to learn that he tried to cuddle her, but then she wasn't down and he's confused why she's not down. You only want to be physical with the girl. You guys can barely have a conversation. Why would she want to be touching up on a guy who doesn't care to get to know her for real? Like, what? So then Devon is like, yeah, I'm confused about how Caitlyn is moving. And then we see a conversation between Caitlyn and Courtney. And I'm like, oh, these two ladies do not need to be talking to each other.
He prides himself in being like really in touch with his emotions.
He's like super out of my comfort zone. Like I'm getting you as much as I can.
Oh, he's an emotional boy. You and I said, we're not emotional. Get away from me.
Yes.
Do your own thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. And then we'll come like this. Yeah, I feel like I'm in quarantine. And I want to one-on-one kill myself.
When I heard Courtney say she's at the point where she has to lie so that she can get some time away from Nick, I was like, ugh. Of course Caitlyn is going to feel vindicated because she left the man to go to the gym by herself, even though that probably was her plan the whole time. Why not be honest? The lady who talks about her great communication couldn't talk about why she needed time on her own. Anyways, so the reason why I have an issue with these two women talking is because they're looking at the final product and they're thinking they're in the same boat, but they're really not. With Courtney and Nick, this is a situation where these two just can't get past whatever roadblock they're experiencing. And I feel like it's both their fault. Nick is clearly detached for whatever reason. He's able to turn it on when the cameras are rolling. But for the most part, he's not keen to get to know Courtney on a deeper level. And that's going to irritate Courtney. Also, it should be noted, I didn't point it out before, but there's been little moments where Nick proves to be somebody who's maybe inept at certain things. He struggles with certain things like opening a bottle, using a coffee maker. He says he's not a handyman. And I think that for Courtney, that's a problem. She wants a man who's a bit more masculine presenting, you know, maybe, potentially. She didn't say that, but that's my deduction. With Courtney, though, I feel like she also could voice the fact that something is amiss with them. She later will, but up until this point, I was like, you're complaining about something that I'm not entirely sure Nick is fully aware about. So you have to address that and then see if he's going to enact some change. Then you can complain if nothing changes, right? Then we have Caitlyn. Caitlyn is retreating for whatever reason. Her man is trying actively, desperately trying, and she's not in it. I don't know what's causing her to be so disconnected. Is it the pressure of the show? Is she not attracted to Devon all the way and she doesn't want to admit it? I just don't know. I truly don't know. This is also the woman who said that she was more comfortable in her toxic relationships because she's not in tune with her emotions. So having a man who also wasn't in tune with her emotions was just the norm. Having a guy who's just so overly affectionate is quite uncomfortable for her to experience. At this point, these two women just need to swap. Put Courtney with Devon so she can get some affection. Put Caitlyn with Nick so that she could be ignored. At this point, what else do we have to do, honestly? So Courtney and Nick actually do end up having a conversation about how things are going. She gets emotional and she is upset at herself because she typically isn't a person who gets emotional. But basically, she does need more from Nick. He does say that he can also give more. He can show up better in this relationship. I do feel like her getting emotional did kind of stop the flow of conversation. So I feel like there was more to say. She just didn't get the chance to fully articulate herself. She says that she wants someone who's goofy with her. They can barely speak. Let's focus on building a foundation. Then we can lean into being goofy and lighthearted because we already know that we are a solid couple. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the goofiness can help because, anyways, they have some things to work on. I think her focusing on goofiness is the least of her problems right now. Nick said he'd prefer to explore a relationship off camera. When the cameras are off, it sounds like you're not connecting. So that sounds like bullshit to me. I don't know about y'all, but it sounds like that to me. Also, why are you on a reality TV show if you wanted to explore a connection off camera? Coming on the show was a choice. It truly was. And he's like, oh, I just couldn't miss out on the opportunity of potentially finding my love on TV. Boy, bye. Then we have Sean and Nikki who talk about their physical connection growing. She says that things are progressing naturally. However, him pushing for certain things is making her pull back because, this is her exploring. He's confused because he was like, no, you're not exploring. You are into me and you're faking the funk right now because when it's just me and you be all over me. Like you be giving me the same thing that I'm giving you. So what are you talking about?
Do you have specific needs?
To be touched. I like to have my back rubbed, for my partner to initiate kisses with me, smack me on the booty when I'm walking by in the kitchen.
I would want those things to happen naturally. We're on a journey that will take time.
She be playing around, man. I'd be like, girl, stop it. She tongued me down with food in her mouth, acting like you ain't attracted to me. Get out of here.
This whole conversation confused me because I genuinely do not know who's telling the truth right now. So Sean says he needs to be touched more, kissed more, maybe a little booty slap. Sorry. Let me explain why I'm laughing before somebody reads into that. I'm laughing because whenever I do that to my husband, he's so uncomfortable. So it's funny to see somebody be like, no, but I need that. It's just funny. Anyways, she says, okay, let that come naturally. And he's like, well, why isn't it coming naturally? Like we kiss and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, but me kissing you is just me testing the water. I'm not sexually attracted to you. It sounds like this is the first time that he's hearing her explicitly say, I'm not sexually attracted to you. And that pissed him off because he's like, no, you be slipping in tongue. You be reaching out for me. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. If she really does that, then I'm like, wait, what's going on? He's like, if you're kissing me out of pity, then don't even bother kissing me. And she's like, no, I don't kiss you out of pity. I kiss you because I want to kiss you. So then you are, wait, guys, I'm confused. Somebody please help me. So is she into him maybe like a little bit and it needs to build? Or is she not into him and feels like she will get into him if she starts doing the things? Because if the first one is true, then I can understand why he's like, no, you feel it too. You feel something. Clearly you're reciprocating when I give you energy, so don't say that you're not attracted to me whatsoever. If it's the latter, then don't engage at all. If it's out of pity, if it's just to appease him, don't do it. Belle and Mecca have a conversation that irritated me to my core. Mecca! I had faith in this couple, and here goes Mecca being dumb. Oh, so Mecca was begging the whole first 2 episodes that we saw him. Oh, I just want somebody who loves me for me. I want to be accepted. I don't want to be abandoned. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. Now you got a girl who's all for you, and you're the one retreating and making her feel like she's being a beg. How dare you?
I don't know, like, on the scale of what level you're attracted to me.
You're more attracted to me than I am to you.
Oh, wow. So what is your percentage of attraction to me then?
Yours is probably at like 150. I'd probably say I'm like 80%.
Wow. No, I'm not even going to say nothing necessarily wrong with. There is something wrong with that.
This man fixed his mouth to say, yeah, I feel like you're into me like 150% and I'm at an 80. Now, she asked for a percentage, so fine. But that's the percentage that you give. You're basically telling this girl, yeah, you're all for me, but me, I'm just not there yet. You're all over me. You're so in. You're even more than in. Over 100, 150. I'm at like an 80 though. Then he fixes it. He's like, oh, no. If I'm being realistic, I feel like you're at an 80 and I'm at a 60. And she was like, you still think there's that large of a disparity between us? I would be so annoyed by this. And he's like, I don't know, like the way that I like you, I feel like I'm embarrassing myself or something. The most embarrassing thing is what you just did. You know how he could have fixed this? There's a way to answer her question by giving the percentage thing, but then also being realistic without hurting her feelings. He could have said, I feel like I'm at an 80 and you're at about an 81. So he's being honest that he feels she's just a little bit ahead, but it's not this big gap to make it seem like she's just on him, and he needs some time to get there. There was a way around this. You could have said 81, 82. You could even stretch it to 85. This man said, I'm at 80 and you're at 150? That's insane. That's insane. And I don't even think it's a matter of her being all over him, her being more into him than he is into her. I think he doesn't want to look like the guy who falls in love and gets embarrassed at the end. So he's trying in a very unsubtle way to kind of like humble her. I could be reaching. Anybody who disagrees, you can let me know how you perceive this. But I felt like this was like a moment to humble her. Like, oh yeah, I'm not like all the way that you think, but I'm gonna get there. I see that you're ahead of me. I'm gonna catch up. Oh no, I don't like that. Marissa and Adam have a conversation about what life will look like when they are living together. He's like, oh yeah, I think you'll be cooked. Like all the things he's strict about, yeah, they're definitely gonna have some arguments over. She says, the only thing that will really be a concern to me is how much you love your jet ski. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of similar to when you're talking to somebody who has kids. Where's the correlation? Where's the correlation? I'm sorry. We're relating somebody who has a whole human being attached to their life to your love for your jet ski. Not even his animals, by the way, because if you remember, he has a few. A jet ski. Okay. He also said that his ex did not like the way that he would just say bro all the time. And Marissa's like, oh, it's okay. I love how you are authentically yourself and all of that. I think it's cute for now. I think when he truly shows his authentic self, Marissa's not going to like him so much. That's my belief. I could be wrong, but we will wait and see. Michelle and Cameron speak about the potential arguments they will have. She says that when she's living with a guy, she wants him to be very clean. And he's like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Should we do like a chore chart or maybe a grocery list? And she laughs. And I didn't appreciate her laughing because that could actually be very helpful. Like, if you're somebody who's anal about cleaning, here's somebody who's saying, okay, well, here's something that we can put into place to make it easier for the both of us to make sure that we're doing our part in the household to mitigate whatever tension we might have in the future. And you laughed. I don't know, guys. Am I reading into it? Maybe. I don't care. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. But before leaving their honeymoon, Caitlyn says that she's already exhausted because Devon is asking for more reassurance than she's able to provide. Again, I don't know what it is that he's asking for that's just too much for Caitlyn, outside of the fact of maybe she just doesn't like him like that. If there's any couple right now that could benefit from talking to the experts, it's them. It's them, it's Nick and Courtney, and it's Nikki and Sean. Those three couples need intervention immediately. Michelle and Cameron could work on stuff if Cameron gets real about why he's even on here. And the other couple that's left, who's there? Oh, Adam and Marissa. I think for now they'll be fine. I think trouble is going to come in the future. And then with Mecca and Beljalee, he needs to stop tripping. But these other couples, they need the experts' help. And I think the next episode, the experts come in. So I'll be excited to see how that goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.